What's going on, mi gente? My name is Raziel Liz, and you're watching We Alive and Living. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to We Alive and Living. Let me apologize in advance. If you hear a dog barking across the street, my neighbor's dog has been barking all morning and I don't know why. Maybe it sees a squirrel or something. And also, if you hear snoring in my house, I promise you there's not a guy sleeping on my couch. I have a Pekingese dog and sometimes my dog snores while it's awake. It's like a nasal problem that those dogs have sometimes. But jumping straight to it. It's a topic that's been very sensitive to me, and it still is. It's been sensitive to me for a long time, and that's weight loss. I dealt with weight loss about 8 to 9 years ago. I dealt with it for about 5 to 6 years. I didn't know how to go about losing weight. I didn't know what to do, and everything I tried didn't work. We all know the routine, to go to the gym, eat this, eat that, work out for X amount of time, run, jog, jump, dip, dive, the whole 9 yards. And it doesn't work for everybody. It can work, but you know, some people's bodies are different. People's work routine, daily routines is different. It's hard to kind of just follow the same routine that somebody's telling us to do. But I've tried it. I'm not gonna say all, but I tried a lot of it. And there was times where I would go to the gym and I have a really good session. You know, I work out, hit the bells, I hit the weights, do a good treadmill, and I'll be there for a long time sweating bullets. And then, you know, one of my friends would say something crazy like, that night, let's go to Waffle House. And 2 reasons why I would go: I was hungry and I wanted to hang out with my friends. Or they'll say, let's go to the bar and get a few drinks and whatever the case may be. And something, you know, I would do that. At work, I was always sitting down. In my car, I was always sitting down. At home, I was always sitting down watching TV. And while I was sitting down doing all these activities, I was always eating. And it's hard for me, even to this day, because I love eating. I'm a big foodie. I love all types of food. If there's no food you could keep me away from, I want to taste it, I want to eat it, I want to devour it. I just love food, you know? So anyway, getting straight to it, people always ask me, how did I lose the weight? People used to ask me to help them, kind of tell them what I ate. And I used to be confused because I was like, I don't know what I did. You know, I can't really pinpoint it. But then I thought about it, and the reason I couldn't really pinpoint that at one point was because when I started losing the weight, I didn't notice it. I had changed jobs, and as crazy as this may sound, funny story, I'll try to make it quick. The job was right next door to CiCi's Pizza. You know, some people call them Stevie B's, whatever the case may be. And CiCi's Pizza, or this pizza place, believe it or not, is what helped me lose the weight. The way it happened, you know, they would serve everything. They had like all-you-can-eat pizza. But they also had all-you-can-eat menus for everything else. So when you get the all-you-can-eat pizza, it came with the pizza, obviously, and all the toppings and everything. But you could also get like salads, you can get soup, chicken wings, soda, drinks, and all that. But just people really went there for the pizza. Now, I got really cool with the guy that worked there. And the guy that worked there, you know, he was a nice guy, and he owned the place. And we used to hang out at times, and he used to give me discounts on food, to the point that I worked there so long that he used to give me all discounts on everything. I used to always be too much on the go, so I really couldn't sit there all the time and just eat. But I would stop by and say, hey, and grab something to eat. One thing that intrigued me a lot was the soup from there. I mean, it's not the best soup in the world, but it was good to me. I liked it. Now the soup, I would get a big cup. There's soda cups. You know, the cup that you put like a fountain drink in. Now I would get that cup and I would pour as much soup as I can in this cup. But I would get mostly the broth, not too much of the noodles. I had noodles in it as well, but mostly the broth. And the noodles were at the bottom. Now what I would do most of the day, but I wasn't noticing, please understand, I wasn't doing this on purpose. I used to just get the soup as a to-go thing, really fast. So I would get the soup and say, let me get some soup and I'll come back to get something to eat later. So I'll get the soup in this big cup, and at work, I'll be running around the place, and everybody, to the naked eye, it looks like I'm drinking soda or something. I didn't have the lid on it. People that came close to me saw a soup. But I'll be sipping this soup the whole time and sipping this warm soup, kind of like the coffee effect in the morning. You know, you drink some hot coffee, no cream, no nothing like that. You can put a little bit of sugar if you want. You drink, which I do this to this day, you drink some hot black coffee during the day, and it kind of spikes, kind of kills your hunger for, you know, it kind of dilutes your hunger for a while, you know, if you skip breakfast. And also the heat kind of expands your stomach, I was told, and it kind of gives the illusion that you're not as hungry as you could be or you should be. Or makes you feel full, kind of kills your hunger for the morning. So doing that helped me kill breakfast a lot. I do that now. We'll get into that a little later. So I walk around with this cup of soup. You know, I'm talking about a big fountain drink cup full of soup. I walk around with that all day, sipping it in my office, whatever the case. It never really got too cold, but if it did, I would heat up a little bit. And by the end of the day, I'll start work, let's say 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'll get out of work like at 5. And I didn't realize I'm walking around with this cup of soup all day. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying walk around with a cup of soup all day to lose weight. The sodium intake is crazy. And again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you my story of how I lost weight. And a lot of people have done this and it helped them a lot. Now, I'm not saying drink soup all day because it's good, but it's not too good, especially if the soup has a lot of salt, which I'm sure they did. I'm gonna get into how I broke it down, the routine of how I did it in a second. So I walk around with this cup all day, and by the time lunchtime came around, I was kind of full because of the soup. Not full, but I wasn't hungry. I was drinking the soup, or eating the soup, and at times drinking coffee. So my whole day would consist of soup and coffee. So just liquid all day, soup and coffee, soup and coffee. My whole work schedule from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, sometimes 6 o'clock. That I started losing this weight really fast. To the point that customers would ask me, and friends, you know, coworkers would ask me, "Are you okay? You're losing weight pretty fast." And that's when I started noticing what was happening, because I didn't notice it was happening while it was happening, while it was actually taking place. So people would say, "Man, you like you're losing weight," and I'd be like, "Oh, you know." To me, I didn't notice. You look at yourself every day in the mirror when you wake up, when you brush your teeth, or if you look at yourself, you're combing your hair, which obviously I didn't do today. But if you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you get used to how you look. So you don't notice if you lost a few pounds. You don't notice any change too much. It has to be a dramatic change for you to notice something in yourself when you look in the mirror daily. And you know, you shave, you brush your teeth, everything. You look in the mirror a lot of times in the car, you look in the reflection, you know, whatever the case may be, you just don't notice the change. So people would say here and there, "Man, you look like you're losing weight, this and that." And I'll be like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, hi." I laugh it off. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, you know." They say, "You exercising?" No, I don't know, I'm just tired, stressed out, I don't know. But a friend of mine, one day, we was, you know, we had like a gathering and everything, and I had to fix my shirt because I came from work and I had to tuck in my shirt. So I went to the bathroom real quick to tuck in my shirt, and my friend was there, you know, doing some makeup, and I was tucking in my shirt, and she said, "Oh yeah, man, you looking good, man. You lost some weight." And I was like, "Huh, thanks." That night I went home and I looked in the mirror and I said, I have been noticing something different, you know, a little bit. And I realized that I was losing weight and I couldn't pinpoint what it was. I was like, I hope I'm not sick or something. I actually went to the doctor to talk to them. And when the doctor asked me my routine and what you know, to tell her my daily routine, my eating habits, how I go about my day. So when I spoke to her, she looked at me and said, "So you're just drinking soup and drinking coffee all day? You're not eating nothing? That's what you're doing all day?" And I was like, "Yeah, that is what I'm doing all day, doc." So she looked at me and said, "Granted, it's helping you lose a lot of weight dramatically, but I would not recommend the soup too much. I mean, the soup is good, but I wouldn't recommend soup all day because of the sodium intake. Or if you're gonna be doing that, then get a soup with less sodium." So this is what happened after that. I took the doctor's words and I went home, looked in the mirror, looked at my clothes and started noticing, I don't know what it was, I just wasn't paying attention. My clothes was fitting me more loose, pants bigger, shirts looser, whatever the case may be. So, you know, when you get to a point where you notice it and you're like, "Oh, I'm really losing weight." Your mind kind of kicks into overdrive. So this is the part where I want to give you guys what I did to lose weight and maintain the losing weight. It wasn't about the soup. The soup is what made me realize what was going on. And then it made me develop a routine on how to go about it. And I give this routine to a lot of my friends. It's easy. A lot of my friends come to me about it. They tell me, they recommend me to other friends, to the point that I help so many people. You know, it's amazing how many people go do this and go through the weight loss, and they love it. They share it with their friends. And people keep telling me I should write like a little pamphlet on it and post it somewhere and help people. And I'm like, I don't know. So after months and days and years of helping people, I decided to make this video to tell people what it is I do to lose the weight, because I've helped so many people personally, and I've spoken at a few seminars about different topics, but weight loss has been one of the topics, and it's helped so many people. And I want to talk to you guys and help you out with it, because I know what it's like trying to go to the gym, trying to do this, trying to do that, and then you're like, man, I can't do that. I ain't got time for all of that. It becomes very hard. So anyway, with no more hesitation, what I did, because now I eat a little bit different, you know, I balance it different, but to lose the weight, I know people don't like salad. Well, I love salad. Some people do like salad, but salads is a very extreme, very good thing. Now, in the morning, what I used to do, this would consist of my day, and at times I would change it around, but this would consist of my day, of what I used to do every day. Every morning, I used to get up and go to Panera Bread, because one, I love coffee, and I like Panera Bread. But what I would do in Panera Bread, I would wake up, go to Panera Bread, get my coffee black with a little bit of sugar. The reason I get a little bit of sugar is because I don't like the way black coffee taste. I don't like just, it tastes like cigarette water. I know that's a harsh way of describing black coffee. It's an acquired taste, how about that? I just don't like the taste of it. I would get coffee with a little bit of sugar, tall cup, so it could last me until like lunchtime, and I get a bagel. Now I know everybody's thinking, oh, bagel, you got the carbs and everything, but now I will get a bagel and I just eat one slice of the bagel. I'll give the other slice to somebody else. So if you have bagels in your house, just eat the top piece. So you have one piece for today, one piece for the next day. So what I would do is I would get a bagel, and I'll put peanut butter on, just peanut butter on it, on one piece. So I eat that one piece of the bagel, and I'll drink the coffee. For lunch, I'll have one or two things or both things. I will get, sorry, I got a little bit distracted, my camera was blinking. What I would get is soup, so chicken noodle soup, or any kind of soup, but chicken noodle soup is the best kind to get. Try to get soup with low sodium. If you're not a soup person, a lot of people tell me, I don't really like soup. I'm like, okay, that's cool. What I used to do as well, which I did the most, is, again, I would go to CC's, but you can go anywhere if you don't have a CC's or a Stevie B's near you. But you can do that at home. I would go to CC's and get a salad, a big plate of salad. No dressing, and then you want to put a little bit of dressing, okay, but try not to, because dressing has a lot of fat. I'll get a little bit of dressing, throw a little pepper, not a little bit of dressing, I'm sorry, I'll get a big salad, throw a little pepper on it, and what I'll do is, CC's, they serve pizza. So the pizza had, they had pepperoni, they had all types of things to put on the pizza. So I would ask the guy there and be like, hey, can I get a salad? And you could throw a little bit of chopped up pepperoni on the salad, or a little bit of chopped up bacon bits, whatever the case may be. Then he'd be like, hey, sure, I could do that. I've never done that for nobody here before, but I could do that. So we started doing that. So I would get this big old salad with not a lot, and don't pound it with all this meat or whatever the case, but I'll get a little bit of bacon bits, a little bit of pepperoni or whatever the case, a little bit of chicken strips, and and put it on there, just a little bit. And I would eat that with my coffee. Or water, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of water. I would eat that with the coffee. That's what I did, but drink water. Stay away from soda. I know people say, I love soda, I love this, but trust me, it is going to be so much easier for you if you just stay away from soda. So between the sugar and the chemicals and the carbonation, it's an uphill battle. Excuse me. And I would eat that, right? What I would do also at times, I would get a small salad and the soup. So I'll combine the two. So I'll feel like I'm eating two things. Because one thing I noticed about people with lunch, especially myself, excuse me, on this coffee, I don't know what I drank this morning. One thing I would notice when it came to lunchtime, and I know my coworkers do this a lot, is it's almost like if we eat one thing, we're not satisfied. I can't just eat the sandwich. I need the chips. Can't just eat the burger, I need the fries. So for me, when I was eating the salad, it was like I needed something else. So I would eat the salad and drink the soup, or eat the soup and salad. And that was helping me so much. Now, the thing is, people go, oh, I can't do that, that's boring, I can't eat that all day. Listen, this is a great way to do this. You're gonna lose so much weight. I started losing weight to the point where people was questioning me if I was sick all over again, because I was losing weight dramatically. I think in 2 months I lost, not even think, I think, I did. In 2 months I lost 45 to 50 pounds. In 2 months. The weight was going so fast, it was ridiculous. It was out of control to the point that I started questioning, am I sick or do I think my routine is working? And I would go back to the doctor and talk to my doctor. My doctor would be like, no, your cholesterol is great, your sodium intake is great. Now remember, get the chicken soup. Don't eat the chicken soup every day, even though that's how I started off, because I was just liking it. I wasn't doing it intentionally to lose weight. After I realized what was happening is when I started doing, I started changing up my routine, your salads. One major thing that helps throughout the day, if you know, this is a bonus. One thing that will help a lot throughout the day, if you eat your breakfast, not your breakfast, you drink your black coffee with a little bit of sugar, you eat your bagel with some peanut butter on it, or something light in the morning. Something that will get you from point A to point B, from point B to point C, so that's morning, afternoon, and night. Pretzels, the rods. You know when you buy pretzels, not the figure 8 pretzels, the long sticks of pretzels. Go to your nearest supermarket, and hear my dog snoring. Go to your nearest supermarket, your nearest gas station, and get yourself a few bags of those. Now, don't smash the bags. Don't just run through these bags crazy. What these bags do is, I've learned, I read a study, I apologize, I can't remember the doctor's name, but I was reading a study because there was things I would look up randomly to make sure. My doctor would tell me, oh, this is good to eat, this is good to eat. So when I mentioned pretzels to her, she was like, if you could get pretzels without too much sodium on them, too much salt on them, or if you are eating the pretzels, don't go through them so fast. Because Dr. Blah, blah, when she told me his name, she was like, he made a study that thinking food is great to help you lose weight. And I was like, thinking food? So she said, yeah, things that take you a little bit of time to eat. So the rods, the pretzels, the long sticks, I've noticed that when I do have them, the fact that they're so dry and sometimes so bland in taste, but they don't taste bad, I would just like nibble a piece and then hold it in my mouth like it was a cigar and just walk around with it. And I guess it's the same effect people with that smoke cigars, when they chew on a cigar, the same effect. Almost like they're not smoking a cigar, but the taste of it, the thought of it keeps them entertained to probably not smoke another cigar for a while. And the same routine worked with me when it came to eating the pretzels. So sometimes I would skip breakfast altogether and just have my coffee and buy the pretzels. And while I was at work, people thought I had a cigar in my mouth all the time. But while I was at work, I'll get 2 or 3 pretzels and I hold them in my mouth, and I'll be talking to people when they get a little bit soggy because I'm holding it too long. I'll bite it off and eat it. But one pretzel would take me almost a good 20 to 25 minutes to go through, because I'm playing with it so much. Especially if you work at the office, if you sit down in the office, put your pretzels on the side, grab one pretzel. You know how people like to fidget, especially when you're looking at a screen or doing something. If you're like me, I like to fidget. So I was noticing I was fidgeting with this food, and I'll play with it, and the more I like to fidget with it, the slower I would eat it. So I'll fidget with it, I'll nibble it in my mouth a little bit, I'll have it in my hand, I'll just hold it in my mouth and I'll work with it. And to the point that it became like it was a cigar, that I like just holding the pretzel in my mouth and tasting it. So that would literally hold me up till I got to lunch. Now, sometimes when I got to lunch, when it came to lunchtime, I was so satisfied with the coffee and pretzels that I would be like, oh, I'm fine. So I'll just go sit down somewhere, or go to the store and shop a little bit, whatever the case may be, or just sit at my desk and get some work done. But I noticed that I wasn't that hungry. Now, again, people, please understand, this is not a tutorial on how to lose weight. This is a story on how I lost the weight and how I help other people lose weight, because they asked me my story. So what I did was, instead of going into, oh, this is how I did it, this is the way I lost it, and this is how you should do it too. No, I like telling people my story. That is my story on how I lost the weight. And I like to help people by telling them that story. And I tell them I lost the weight fast, one. I was doing no exercise. I mean, I wasn't even jogging. I wasn't doing nothing. You know, I was that person that when I'm watching TV and if I couldn't reach the remote, leaning forward was hard. I would like get the pillow and pull it towards me or pull it with a stick or something because I didn't want to lean over and grab the remote. I was that guy. And still am that guy. But you know, that's my story on how I lost the weight. Now for dinner, and I'll get back to the story part, but for dinner, what I would do as well is I'll eat whatever I wanted almost. Now here's the trick for dinner. Eat almost whatever you want to eat, but take away the white. Take away anything white, exchange it with green. And what I mean by that is, if you want to eat your chicken, your hamburger, patty, whatever the case may be, change it with green. Take away the rice and put the hamburger and chop it and put it in your greens. But my favorite thing to do was get a head of lettuce. I'll get a head of lettuce and I'll wrap the food in the lettuce. And I'll eat it like a lettuce burrito. But you're taking away all the carbs at night. Now, meat and stuff like that has carbs as well. But the good thing about this was occasionally you can cheat and make fried chicken or something fried or something a little fatty and put it in the lettuce wrap and put your lettuce, put a little bit of greens in there, some seasoning. You can add a little bit of cheese if you like, a little seasoning, whatever the case may be, and eat that. You'd be surprised at how good that tastes. 1, it's satisfying. 2, it's fulfilling, and 3, it tastes great, and you don't feel you don't feel bloated later. You don't feel like, oh my God, I ate so much food. And if you're a person like me, you got home really late, you want to eat something at night, but you say you want to just eat chips or nothing, this was great to eat. So a quick rundown is basically in the morning, have your coffee, black coffee with a little bit of sugar or no sugar at all if you like black coffee. Bagel with some peanut butter or something else that you like to eat, but something light. And the bagel, don't eat both parts. Eat one part of the bagel with the peanut butter. The pretzels to hold you out throughout the day, if you like the pretzels. Don't eat chips. Don't go looking for something else, them vegetable straws and all that. The pretzels. Because pretzels is a lot of air. And if you don't want the pretzels, get some rice cakes. Rice cakes, plain rice cakes, maybe a little salted if you want, but not too much. Or plain rice cakes would be great. It's another fidget food. Get your pretzels or your rice cakes to fidget throughout the day. You might get to lunch and not be hungry. And if you do get to lunch and you're hungry, get yourself a little salad with some meat, spread it around there, a little pepper, whatever the case. Eat that with a little soup. Boom, ready to go. And for dinner, like I told you, get your lettuce wraps. Eat whatever you want almost and just wrap it in lettuce. And you can even flip this around. Eat your lettuce wraps throughout the day and eat your soup and salad at night. You know, I don't know where this came from. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the Bible, and don't quote me. I'm not. You know, I don't want to say something wrong and someone go, oh, you said this. But I believe in the Bible. It says in the morning, eat like a peasant, in the afternoon, eat like a prince, and at night, eat like a king. No, that's true in a sense of what I'm saying. But your coffee is the peasant, and your salad is the prince, and your wraps is the king. Use it in that form and you'll be fine. So again, I hope this helps. Like I said, this is not a tutorial on how to lose weight. This is a story of how I lost the weight and how everybody I've given this advice to and things I tell them, it helped them a lot. This has helped people so much. I wish I could have them come in and talk. Maybe I will one day. Or maybe one day I'll record the seminars that I've done and I've talked to people about this. And it's amazing to see the change in people. And then once you do this, you start developing things and you start paying attention to carbs and small things like that. Once you lose the weight, it's hard to maintain the weight you lost and maintain the weight you want to be at. When you get there, there's a certain sense of motivation that gets you, and you want to go to the gym because now you're like, oh, I don't want to go back to that. So you're doing these things, you're running more, you're doing things, you're paying attention to the carbs, whatever the case may be, you're eating better, and it's a beautiful thing. So I hope this video helped a lot of you. I hope this video gave you some insight. I understand that it's hard to do all these things people talk about and these classes. Please don't. I mean, you want to go to those classes and do all the things they're talking about, that's great. I'm not talking nothing bad about that. I'm just telling you what worked for me. But please stay away from these pills and these lose weight fast schemes. Don't do damage to your body. Don't do those things to yourself. A lot of those things is poison. They don't give you the side effects, or they do give you the side effects, and they talk about it really fast. They talk about everything else really slow. Then when they get to the ending of the side effect, they be like, can cause death, nasal injection, and this and that. You know, it tells you 100 things really fast. But again, if you like me talking about this some more, let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe to the channel, do a little dance. I said that wrong. Do a little like, do a little comment, do a little share, do a little subscribe, do a little dance. I'm gonna come up with a routine on how to say that better. But again, people, I promise you, if you follow those steps, you will lose some weight. I guarantee you that. If there's any questions you may have, again, I didn't even like using the word I promise you, but I promise you if you do it the way I did it, you will lose weight. It's hard. I'm not gonna say it's an easy task. It is a hard road, but once it gets rolling, I promise you the ball will start rolling so smooth and so fast you won't even notice the change too much, to the point one day you're gonna look in the mirror and you're gonna put your belt on, your pants are gonna just fall. Hopefully that doesn't happen in public. But again, I'm Raziel Liz. You're watching Real Live and Living. Please subscribe and thank you for watching.